here wanted to learn about cholesterol. So thank you, MC Ron, for introducing me. So today I believe it's a very, very interesting topic because Malaysia is got a lot of cholesterol people, right? Okay, right. So let's get started. Okay, so in Malaysia, actually, this is a statistics of a very, very recent Malaysia Union statistics. So Malaysia, our lifespan is actually increasing. Okay, so you can see that in 20 years later, 2044, there will be more and more people who are aged 65 and above, which is a very good thing because we are getting more long live. But then at the same time, we want to look into one thing is that the health is actually worsening. So means that at the maybe the last 10 years of our life is actually not doing very well in our health, and we may be suffering, and maybe there are a lot of complication issues going on. So you can see here that obesity is like very, very serious. High cholesterol as well, hypertension, diabetes, all these are getting more and more serious in our country, right? So, and you can see that people who are younger, the percentage of Malaysian youngsters living with NCD. NCD means non-communicable disease, means diseases that are not transmitted by viruses and bacteria. So means these three high cholesterol, hypertension, diabetes. You can see that most of the people below 40 years old have super, super high cholesterol, and even they have other health issues as well. So this is actually very worrying because if our young people who are our future leader are really sick, then what is going to happen to our country in the future, right? Okay, so and that's why we need to look into this very, very seriously. And you can see that this is a United Nations report that during COVID time, a lot of people pass away, right? But did you know that heart disease, all this cancer, diabetes, all these non-communicable diseases are actually the number one killer during COVID time and even until today? This is very serious. It's like world's number one killer. And in Malaysia, 73% of Malaysians die of hypertension, diabetes, heart disease, and all these are related to our health issue, our cholesterol, and things like that, right? So it's something that we really need to look into very, very seriously. So why is it like so many health issues going on in Malaysia? It's because there's number one hardest questions that Malaysians have to answer every single day. Do you know what's the answer? It's later eat what? Malaysia got too many foods already. You can choose all sorts of Japanese, Chinese, Korean, Italian. So, but it's really very hard to make choices. But I believe that the question today, we are here to learn about health. The questions that we want to ask is actually, do we have poor eating habit and lifestyle? This is something that we want to ask ourselves on this, right? Okay, it's not about food, but it's about how we make the choices ourselves. And this is something that we need to learn. Health is about learning. Everyone have to learn about health, because one thing we must know that is the lifestyle nowadays is totally different, 100% different from the lifestyle for the past generation. Do you agree that? If you agree, can you press 111 for me? Right? So last time, how is our environment comparing to now? We have so many pollution in our environment. So exercise, we are doing different types of exercise. We do finger exercise nowadays more than doing other exercise, right? Attitude, we are always stressed out. We are always got a lot of people having more and more people are having mental issues nowadays. If you really look around yourself, right? And of course, there are a lot of things that we couldn't really control. And then rest, how many of you are actually resting enough? And nutrition wise, do we still eat all the fresh food or fruits and vegetables, or do we eat a lot of processed food, a lot of additives? But sometimes it's like additives is something like it's really unavoidable in our life nowadays, isn't it? Right? So that's why there's this uprising of sub-health. Sub-health means it's in between, is the between status of health and really very serious health issues like cancer. So sub-health is like when someone is having like all these issues here, like all listed down here, frequent cold and flu, dry stool, digestion issue, things like that, and all these are related to our lifestyle, to our environment, like everything that I mentioned just now. It's something, sub-health is a category that it's annoying. It doesn't kill you, but then it's just very annoying, and it causes a lot of issues, causes a lot of worries in our life. And it's something that it's also a way that our body is telling us that something is wrong in the body, and we need to do something about it to pull it back to the health direction, rather than to allowing it to continue to become something more serious in future. Right? Do you agree on that? Right? If you agree on that, can you press 1 for me? Right. So that's why cholesterol is one of the sub-health. Is also under sub-health category, right? So today talk about cholesterol. So what is cholesterol all about, right? Okay, cholesterol is actually very, very important in our body. Okay, it's actually this our cell, and this the two layers here is our cell membrane, and cholesterol is actually part of our cell membrane here. Okay, so that's why don't hate cholesterol. Okay, so yeah, cholesterol is still very important in our body because it's to help us to maintain our cell membrane so that we don't look like jellyfish, like no shape like that, but we got shape. So it's because of cholesterol. Okay. So, and it's needed to produce certain hormones, especially sexual hormones like female and male hormones, vitamin D and bile, to help us to digest fats. Okay. And majority of cholesterol are made by our liver. It's actually not so much related to our food, and then it's so that's why you will need to understand that if you really want to take care of cholesterol, one of the organ you have to take care is actually our liver, right? So, and if, of course, I believe many of you went for blood tests, right? So when you do a blood test, you'll see all these three things in your blood report: LDL, HDL, TG, right? LDL is the bad cholesterol, okay? HDL is a good one, and TG is a triglyceride. Triglyceride actually comes from the excess calories that we consume. And if it's not used up, then it will be stored as triglyceride in our liver. Okay, it will become fat. It's like a fat storage. Okay, so and a lot of people feel that, right, if my LDL is high, then it means that there's a higher risk of getting blockage in the blood vessel and then get heart attack, stroke, things like that, right? It is partly true. Okay, another thing we want to look into is actually our blood vessel. Our blood vessel, of course, as we age, our blood vessel become hardened. Okay, that one is normal. But then because of our lifestyle, if you have unhealthy lifestyle and a stressful lifestyle, and you're not taking care of your nutrition well, your blood vessel actually will start to age even faster. It will harden even faster. And then because of this, because when our blood vessel is very hard, and if today we have high blood pressure and one pump, then it will easily break. Can get the idea, right? So this is also a very important part that we need to look into when we talk about cholesterol. Okay, right? So how did the blocked artery happen? How the cholesterol actually block up our blood vessel? Okay, a healthy blood vessel is totally clean, nothing, no blockage. It's like the highway, very smooth, no traffic jam. Okay, so all the red blood cell happily just pass through. Okay, so but when there is when that you have high LDL, it doesn't mean that you will get stroke, you will get blockage. But it's when you have high LDL, and also when there is damage in your blood vessel, means it could be hardening, it could be there's an injury in your blood vessel and causes a lot of inflammation here. Then LDL will come into the hole, like longgang, the highway got one longgang because the blood vessel injured already. Then all the LDL, when they pass by, it will go into the longgang, and together with other elements in our blood, go into the longgang. And when LDL become oxidized, then this will start to build up a plaque. Okay, right? So eventually, this plaque will keep growing. If we never take care, it will keep growing and eventually block off the whole blood vessel. Then that's why compromising, there's no more blood going towards the other direction. right? Okay, and if this happen in our heart, it will become heart attack. If this happened in our brain, it will become a stroke. Okay, so this is how why we talk when we talk about cholesterol, we talk about heart attack, stroke is because of this reason, right? Okay, so what do people normally do when they are diagnosed with high cholesterol? Okay, usually most of the time, of course, we'll go and see doctor. Doctor will say, adjust your lifestyle lah, don't eat so much fats lah, things like that. But then eventually, to be honest, based on my experience after so many years, like when doctor asks you take care of your lifestyle for 2 months and then come back straight away, nothing happened, and then you will go on to cholesterol pills already, right? Okay, so these are, I believe these are very, very common. I believe you guys seen it a lot as well, right? So, but then taking pills, it's not to say it's not good, but for emergency purpose, like helping, if today you have like going or have super high cholesterol and then it's going to have cause you to have high heart attack and stroke already, then bringing it down immediately is very, very important. So medicine is important in that purpose, but then but all medicine definitely will have side effects. You know, one of the major side effects of cholesterol medicine, especially statin, is that it will cause muscle pain, muscle weakness. So when we have pain, so what do? Then you might want to get some painkiller for yourself, right? So when you get painkiller for yourself, what is the side effects? You will injure your, you will have gastric. Okay, that's very common. So when you have gastric, what do? Take gastric pill, maybe. So when you take gastric pill, what will happen? It will actually compromise on your gut health. It will compromise on your nutrient absorption. And one of the main nutrient that is lacking when we take gastric pills is because of B12, is the vitamin B12. You know, when we are lacking of B12, what will happen? We get nerve issues as well. You know, you will see that one medicine can lead to many, many other issues which are not so related to cholesterol, but somehow you will still have to take them. You know, and it's still not solving the main issue, right? So this is something that we really have to look into, like to really solve the root cause is the main thing that we need to settle, we need to do, right? Okay, so let me explain why does statin actually cause muscle weakness. Okay, this is how our body produce cholesterol. Okay, of course, no need to remember. This one is just a biochemical pathway in our liver. Okay, so from this item, acetyl-CoA, it will become eventually it will become cholesterol and coenzyme Q10. Right. So when we take cholesterol medicine, especially statin, so we will block off this part. Okay, when this part is blocked, then cholesterol is reduced. It's a good thing. Ding! You know, your blood result very nice. But then at the same time, it will also block off coenzyme Q10 production. So what does coenzyme Q10 do? It actually helps. It's like our battery in our cell. You know, like for our muscle to have energy, for our body to have energy, for our heart to have energy. So when Q10 is lacking, then we will start to have muscle weakness, muscle pain. And for guys, your male function may be compromised as well, because when you are lacking of Q10, okay, this is very common side effects, right? So for people who are taking statins, it is actually recommended to take at least 100 mg of CoQ10 in order to prevent you from getting the muscle weakness side effects. Okay, so this is very important, right? Okay, so what do we do to lower cholesterol healthily? You know, like we talk about, medicine got so many side effects, then if we can reduce it cholesterol naturally, then isn't it will be even better, right? So today we will look into this, and I believe you guys want to learn more about this as well, right? Okay, so these are some of my friends. Okay, this is John. He is actually early 30s. At that time when he was actually admitted to hospital because of a very, very sharp headache. Okay, and at the A&E, then he was found out that his blood pressure is super high, cholesterol is also very high, and at that time he was like super worried because he was worrying that will I get heart attack? Will I get stroke? If I get stroke, then I get heart half paralyzed or whatever, then what is going to happen to my family? Because at that time, he just have a newborn baby girl, you know, who is going to take care of them? So that's why it gives him a wake-up call that he really needs to do something about his health. Okay, so that's why he start off with taking care of his gut health, and then this is January, from January to April, 4 months time, his cholesterol actually reduced to normal already. Just LDL cholesterol is still a little bit high, but you can see that already dropped 0.8. That's a lot, because based on my experience is that I rarely see people's cholesterol going down so fast in such a short period of time. And most of the time is that it will keep on increasing, and keep on increasing, and then they will start to develop other health issues as well, from one cholesterol to diabetes to high blood pressure to even uric acid. Everything just come. Their medication list just keep on growing. So which is not very, very good. But then from here, you can see that it is really helping them to become healthier and prevent them from getting worse. Okay. And this is my sister-in-law. This is a very, very recent blood report, like from November 4th to December 30th. And from this LDL from out of the range, now back to a healthy range already, right? In just 2 months time. And then these are some of friends around Melissa. Melissa also around the same time, 2 months, dropped 0.8 of cholesterol. And this is another friend, dropped 0.4 of total cholesterol as well. LDL also dropped, right? And there are a lot of people with high cholesterol issue, and then you can see that they're actually improving in like few months time, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months time, right? These are everything going back from 4 highlights to become 3 highlights, and it's getting so much better, right? Okay, so not just cholesterol, people also lost weight and also improved in their blood pressure, their blood sugar as well. If you can see here, especially HbA1c. HbA1c means the control of blood sugar for past 3 months, which is not easy to reduce, cannot tipu one. Okay, the fasting blood sugar can tipu one. The day before you don't eat sugar, it will be very nice. Okay, but HbA1c cannot tipu one, and you can see it also reduced. Means that this person, the overall health is getting better and better. Like when people try to reduce cholesterol, right? Like especially using medicine, cholesterol. If you have cholesterol, you take cholesterol medicine. If you want to reduce your blood sugar, you take diabetes medicine. If you want to reduce blood pressure, you have to take blood pressure medication. But then it's like it's not targeting the overall health, because our health is, and through this natural way, you can actually target the main root cause and settle everything together at the same time, right? Okay, so and there is more than 3,600 success testimonial, because we do all the blood tests before and after blood tests in 2 months, and you can see that a lot of them reduce in cholesterol, hypertension, blood sugar at the same time together, right? And there are, I think, more than 60% actually back to healthy range, which is really, really good. I'm just very happy that we are helping Malaysians to become healthier. Okay, so how do we do that? Okay, 5 key things that we really need to look into. Okay, so number 1 is to reduce sugar and processed food intake. Okay, number 2, exercise regularly. It's about consistency, but not the intensity. Okay, later I will explain a little bit more on this. And sleep and stress management, and gut health, anti-inflammation. That's very important. And for those who consume cholesterol medicine, CoQ10 is very important for you, like just now I mentioned already. Okay, so first one, reduce sugar and processed food. To be honest, we all know that if today we have health issue, cholesterol issue, we have to reduce sugar and processed food, right? But how many people actually manage to do it? Okay. Okay, so but I believe that not many people can do it, especially Chinese New Year is coming. a lot of time we will say later lah, later, next time lah, right? Usually a lot of next time don't know until when. Okay, so that's why how you feel is when people ask you cut down on sugar and processed food, you actually vomit the time, right? So, and of course, exercise regularly. We all know to exercise. Exercise is good for health, right? So, but of course, but how many of you actually go for exercise? Right? Okay. Maybe you do. Some of people, they actually take it more extreme. They actually straight away go for like very intense exercise and then ended up injuring themselves as well. Right? Okay. So and also sleep and stress management. Who doesn't know that we have to sleep early? I believe everyone knows we need to sleep early. Who doesn't know we have to reduce our stress? I believe everyone also knows that. But then, is it easy to do it? Actually, it's really not easy to do it because in our current lifestyle, it's like there's so many stress, and sometimes even when we want to sleep, somehow the brain doesn't allow us to sleep, isn't it? Right? So it's not easy. But how can we do it? A much easier way of doing it, right? So this is what we want to look into, gut health. Okay, because Hippocrates once said, well, few thousand years back, Hippocrates really said that all diseases begin in the gut. Okay, now we have an answer to it. Why he said so? It's because you see, in our human body, we have 30 trillions of human cells, but we have 38 trillions of bacteria inside our body. You know, wow, so much more than our human cells, you know, and there are good one and bad one, of course, and it is all over our body, but mainly majority of them is in our gut system, our intestine, our large intestine and colon. Okay, so and all these bacteria, what do? You know, when there are so many bacteria in our body, actually it will start communicating with all our human cells. You know, that's why it is able to influence everything in our body. You know, previously we think that gut health is just digestion, absorption, bowel movement, right? But actually, our gut system does more than that. Now it's involved in our metabolic health, immunity, our inflammation, our brain function as well. Gut is our second brain, if you have heard this phrase before, and also our weight management, our obesity, our skin health, and many other things as well. Okay, and one thing I want you guys to look into is actually long-term inflammation and also leaky gut. Okay, so this on the left side, the pink color side, is our normal healthy gut. Okay, you can see that the gut, there's this thing called tight junction that is bind all our intestinal cells very close to each other, very closely to each other, to prevent that everything in our gut here cannot pass through into our blood system. Okay, what is available in our gut is got food lah, got bacteria, got viruses lah, got allergens, got poop, all those, a lot of things lah. Okay, a lot of things, but only because of these intestinal cells that we are able to prevent all the unwanted stuff inside our gut, and then only allow things we want, like nutrients, water, can pass through into our blood system and send to the whole body, right? So, but because of our lifestyle, because of the diet, that it causes this gap to open up. Okay, so when this open up means what? Wow, everything inside the gut can go into our blood without filter. You know, not just nutrients, not just water, but bacterial, viruses, poop, toxin, allergens, everything flush into our blood system. Don't you think this is something very scary? You know, and this causes a lot of inflammation in our body, and then it can lead to many other health issues like allergies, rashes, even asthma, arthritis, even cholesterol, tree highs, hypertension, diabetes. Everything is because of this inflammation, because of this leaky gut. Okay, so these are things that leaky gut can cause. You know, previously there are a lot of issues that we couldn't explain. Actually, now also a lot of issues that couldn't explain, but now we have an answer which is highly related to our gut system. If today we settle our gut, then we can settle a lot of health issues already, right? Okay. And we also want to look into the diversity of the bacteria. Okay, there are thousands of species of bacteria in our body, but research found out that people who are healthier, okay, on the right side, people who are healthier and lean, they have more diversity, more types of species of bacteria in their gut system, comparing to people who are less healthy, who are overweight and obese. They have lesser amount of species of bacteria in their body. This is so important. So how do we cultivate this diversity, right? So imagine bacteria is like human, every human, they got their favorite food, isn't it? What is your favorite food? Can you type in the chat for me? So some of the bacteria, they like cucumber. Okay, some of the bacteria, they like durian. Some is chicken. Okay, so all this, they eat different types of food. And are we actually eating all these different types of food to breed all these bacteria? Or are we eating unhealthy food, French fries, burgers to cultivate the not so good bacteria? Yeah, this is something we really need to look into. And experts suggested that we need to eat at least 30 types of plants in a week. 30 types of plants. Do you eat so much? Most of the time, if one day we got eat one type of vegetable, we already feel like accomplishment already, right? So how to get 30 types of plants? Okay, and of course, that's why this comes into the fifth key element, which is anti-inflammation. Malaysian, 95% of Malaysian actually don't eat enough vegetables. Means that how do we cultivate the diversity, right? Because why do we need to eat so much vegetables? It's because each and every color, we have 5 colors for our vegetables. Each and every color actually is beneficial to different parts of the body. For example, red color one is actually for our heart health, for our cell, and for guys it's prostate. Okay, for yellow is for eye, things like that. So it's very important to get 5 colors. And how many colors have you eaten today? Probably just 1, 2, right? Not easy. It's really not easy. And why we want to take so much fruits and vegetables, another reason is because of the fiber. Okay, so our recommended fiber intake is 20 grams to 30 grams of fiber every single day. And it means that you have to eat so much of this. 1 apple, 1 banana, 1 cup of cooked broccoli, 1 cup quinoa, and 1 cup of brown rice in order to get the amount of fiber in our body. For people, if we really want to get all this, I believe that we have to probably spend a longer time to eat all this, isn't it? Right? Usually we only have 1 hour break time. How do we are so busy, sometimes even 30 minutes. How do we actually consume so much vegetables in a day, right? Okay, so, and also prebiotic. Okay, prebiotic is the food for the good bacteria. Okay, so why are they so important? Is because they help to manage our absorption of cholesterol and sugar into our body so that we don't absorb so much. Okay, and prebiotic is the food for probiotic, and it helps to create environment for bacteria to grow. Okay, so if they have a place to stay, of course, the bacteria good bacteria will stay in your gut, right? So because we want to keep as much as good bacteria in our gut, okay, to maintain our gut health. And also when we have a healthy gut microbiome, means the bacteria, they can produce something called SCFA, means short chain fatty acids. This is very, very important in helping our body to reduce cholesterol and improve insulin sensitivity, and also help us to reduce inflammation in the body as well. So that's why cultivating the right bacteria is so important in order to help us to take care of our health. And then how to cultivate the right bacteria is really go back to the food that we eat. What kind of bacteria we are cultivating every single day? This is a question we want to ask ourselves, right? And how probiotic is the good bacteria. So how probiotic helps in cholesterol? So there are many species. So I just mentioned a few species. lactobacillus and bifidobacterium are actually very helpful in reducing the absorption of cholesterol in our intestine. Okay, we will actually encourage the cholesterol to be passed out through our feces. Okay, so we reduce the amount of cholesterol in our body. So, and another species is called Akkermansia mucinifera. We need to remember the scientific name, but remember the short form can already, AKK, because AKK is going to be something very, very become more and more popular over this these few years already. Okay, AKK is actually one of the bacteria that are highly abundant in people who are lean, who are healthy, and non-diabetic. Okay, so when we develop high cholesterol issue and we put on weight, it's because the amount of AKK is actually reducing. Okay, and various research already show that AKK, when we are lacking of AKK, is highly related to obesity, diabetes, metabolic syndrome. Metabolic syndrome is like cholesterol, hypertension, weight gain, weight management, inflammation, aging. Even they can help on negative effects of cancer therapy. It can improve your cancer therapy outcome and neurodegenerative diseases, and even very serious mental health issue, including like bipolar, depression, all those. You know, like AKK is very, very important and is very important in our health. Okay. And of course, apart from that, when we have cholesterol, we tend to avoid fats and cholesterol food, right? Okay, but then avoiding what are actually there are good and bad fats. Okay, the good fats is the one that we want to consume more, because these are the things that can help us to improve our cholesterol and reduce our inflammation in our body, right? The bad fat is the one that we want to cut down on. Okay, and because all of this going to contribute to high cholesterol, going to contribute to inflammation, and will cause a lot of other issues to our body. Okay, so and each and every oil have this proportion of omega-3, 6, and 9, right? You guys heard before, right? 3, 6, and 9. So the ideal ratio of omega-6 and 3 supposed to be 2 to 1. Okay, 2 to 1. Why is it so? It's because omega-6 causes inflammation, but omega-3 reduces inflammation. So we want to have a balance of it. And when we have this ratio 2 to 1, we have normal inflammation responses. Inflammation is still important in our body because it's like a signal to our body that something is wrong somewhere. Like when you have a cut on your skin, you feel pain, swelling, and redness, right? Because this area is inflamed, it's telling you this part got issue, faster come and fix, right? Okay, this is good. But then if we allow the inflammation to go on long term, then it's going to cause the issues that I mentioned just now. Okay, so but even though we say ideal ratio 2 to 1, but do you know that because of our current diet nowadays, the ratio is more than 20 to 1. It means that our body is actually more prone to chronic inflammation, long-term inflammation that will cause tree hives, heart disease, all this immunity issue, autoimmune issue, cancer, arthritis, things like that. So that's why always focus on getting more omega-3 and omega-9. Omega-9 is like olive oil, helps us to reduce inflammation and also prevent our cardiovascular issue. Someone very okay, so someone draw my slide. So these are all the plant oils. Okay, so plant oil, majority of them are higher in omega-6, except a few types like flaxseed, chia seed, walnut, still okay lah. Okay, not too bad, right? The rest is mainly omega-6. But thank you for drawing out for me. Okay, right? So how it works? Okay, so how, after talking everything, so how it actually works? So what do we need to actually take care of our gut health in order to reduce the inflammation so that we can reduce our cholesterol, things like that? So first thing is to get the important essential nutrition, especially protein, amino acids, because we want to repair the leaky gut. We want to close it back. And if there's any wear and tear in the body, we want to repair it and renew it, make new healthier one. Okay, probiotics is the good bacteria that helps to increase the good bacteria in our gut system. And then prebiotic is like fertilizer, they call fertilizer. It's like the food for the gut bacteria. So together, when these two are combined, it actually recondition our whole gut system, reset everything back to the healthier state. Okay, and then postbiotic is the short chain fatty acid that I mentioned there, SCFA, right? So this is actually very important to help us to reduce our cholesterol, improve our insulin sensitivity, and reduce inflammation. And together balance back our gut system, produce good hormones, close back the leaky gut, and then help us to reduce the fats, and eventually all these issues can be settled together at the same time. And this is how we actually do it, like helping the people I showed you just now to improve all this at the same time, just by doing one simple thing. Okay, so and all this, I know that it seems like complicated, a lot of stuff, but it's just one thing, which is gut reset, to reset your gut back to the healthier state. Okay, so it's one of the key elements is that every day we will use a lot of fruits and vegetables, make it into a smoothie, and then adding probiotic fiber and protein, all the nutrition into it, and then to help us to reset the whole gut system, and you will get back your health already. Okay, so everything is backed up by science. Okay, it's not just we just say it, but it's really backed up by science, and you can see all the improvements, at least 70% improvement in cholesterol, hypertension, and blood sugar as well. Okay, and here we will incorporate, we'll guide you through like what kind of fruits and vegetables that you need to use to help you better. And also we have all the juice recipe for you to follow. Just make it everything simple. And then we have guidebook to teach you how to eat your meals, how much to eat, and then what is the sequence that you want to follow. And so besides all the gut reset formula, you also will be getting like a weight loss guidebook if you're looking into losing weight as well, because losing weight helps on improving cholesterol. We have supplements, community support, and we have coaches from different healthcare background, and also help us to turn fat into assets. Okay, so these are some of the supplements that we will be using. Okay, so mainly is to provide all the nutrition that our body needs, and also to help us to reduce inflammation, like this omega-3 that I mentioned just now, and also probiotic and fiber. This two is to recondition your whole gut environment in 2 months' time, right? So, and also at the same time, some of the add-ons, like just now I mentioned about CoQ10, okay, and some of the things that can help to reduce cholesterol, LDL cholesterol, all are scientifically proven. Like for this one, for example, this is soy lecithin, helps to reduce cholesterol in 2 months' time, reduced by 42%, total cholesterol, 56% of LDL in 2 months' time. And CH balance, this is a black tea extract that helps to bind to the cholesterol from our diet and reduce the cholesterol in our intestine. Okay, so 11.3% reduction of total cholesterol and 16.4% in LDL as well. Okay, so if you want to like try out, this is a very good trial that you can go for it. At least you incorporate this into your diet. And if you want to, and if you are Rajin, and do it together with the smoothie as well. We will be sending out the smoothie recipe to 3 lucky winners. Okay, and also the cholesterol pack to help you to reduce on the cholesterol. Okay, so here, just want to share a story of our friend. She's actually 26 years old only. Okay, but previously she was having like a lot of health issues. Her weight is like 63.7. Body age is 45 years old when she do the test 2 years back. visceral fat 7.5 for female is actually very high. I mean, even though it's still in the healthy range, but it's very close to the borderline already, right? Okay, so and because of that, she actually did a lot of reports because she got a lot of health issues. She did a lot of reports, and then she even go for DNA reports that cost her 800 ringgit, and come out the report telling her fatty liver, high possibility of gastrointestinal stomach cancer, inflammation, short memories, heavy metal, radiation, and a lot of bacterial virus parasite in the gut system. It's like 26 years old. The health seems very, when you see this, is definitely very terrifying. I believe no matter what, how old you are, it's still very worrying when you see all this. So that's why that time she decided, I really have to do something. So you go and see doctor. And these are everything the doctor prescribed. They give her 90 days treatment, cost her 3,000 plus. And this is how the schedule of taking the medication, I also don't understand, but it's like so complicated every single day. So it's like, like especially when we are sick, like there are so many things that we need to take care of, and a lot of trouble, and it's just how but we still want to improve, so that's why we will still do it, isn't it? Right? But when she come to us and she get to know about it, just by like focusing on just one thing, just reset your gut, and then you can improve on your health. Then she decided to try out herself, and in just 2 months time, she actually lost weight to become 45, a healthier weight for her, because she's 150 cm, right? Her muscle increased, her body fat also reduced 7%. Okay, for her, that's so amazing for her. And then because of that, she actually started continuing practicing the gut reset smoothie every single day, and practicing the very simple concept of eating. It doesn't, like, people talk about Chinese New Year have to eat all sorts of like unhealthy stuff, and then it will compromise your health. But actually, by learning the concept, it actually help you to go through this process even better, and you will not, you will still be able to enjoy your health and enjoy the food at the same time, right? Okay, and recently, this is her results, cholesterol result. She went to do a blood report, and then it from unhealthy range, because total blood cholesterol, when it's more than 5.2, is unhealthy, right? From 6.3 now dropped to 0.4 in 2 months time, and of course I believe there more improvement in future for her. But you can see that this drop is significant in 2 months time. Okay, right? So I just want to say that because wellness is actually an investment. Because sometimes I ask people, what is the most important in life? And they will talk about is health. So if health is number one, then what are you doing for health? How much are you spending? How much are you allocating for health? Sometimes it's to a lot of people, it's like, hey, health, got money, then only take care lah, right? Well, it's like a last priority already, right? But I just want to say about this, it's always an investment. It's really not extra expenses. It should be incorporated into our daily budget, because if today we never take care, it will eventually become sub-health, and it will become even something more serious. And then at that time, definitely it will cost more than that already. And not just the cost, but also the suffering that we need to endure when we have to go through that treatment. So that's why it's very important to start investing now. So bring it back from sub-health back to a healthier state, so that we can live healthier, you can have more vitality, and when you reach 70 years old, 80 years old, you are still able to be independent, take care of yourself, and don't have to rely on other people. I believe that's the most important thing in our life, really, right? So, and that's all for my sharing today. I'll pass it back to MC. Okay. Or if you guys have any Q&A, you can type in the chat or can turn on your mic and talk to me directly. So if not, then I'll pass it back to MC. But you can always still type your chat, or even in the group chat, you can type in your questions, then later I'll answer for you on that.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so put your hand together and put 111 into the chat room to thank Eva again for her sharing. Okay, so like what Eva have said just now, you can already start to type your question into the chat room. And I believe Eva will answer your question one by one, I believe, and we'll try to answer everyone, okay, in advance. So we are here to learn. Okay, so the whole session is very, very fruitful, I believe. Okay, and you should be having a lot of questions to ask, and maybe not, if not for yourself, maybe you don't have a cholesterol issue or cholesterol concern for yourself, but maybe you think of some other people like your friends or family members, because that's very important as well, that whom you have made concern with, then you can actually ask question on behalf of them too. Okay, yeah. So yeah, so I'll just end a little bit on the session with from my side. Okay, not just end yet because my own sharing. Okay, so I have been also doing the gut research program for quite some time. Okay, if you believe or not, I've actually done it for more than 1 year time. Okay, this is 365 days, and actually today is already around 390 something. Okay, coming to 400 already. Okay, so I've been taking care of myself since last year before Chinese New Year with a very simple intention. I just want to lose weight before Chinese New Year because I'm going to see many people. Okay, so and after that, decided to continue to do the juicing on my own. Okay, on myself until today. Yeah, so because I find it's very important that I feel my body actually changes. My digestion is actually better, and my cravings towards especially junk food and desserts has reduced tremendously, whereby I won't be craving for sugary foods like chocolates or sweets, like compared to last time already that much. Okay, and also my digestion has been better, and I go past motion, which is go to the toilet for at least 2 times a day now, sometimes 3 times. Okay, so it's been a very good journey for me. So why does it feel is so important? Because I think we all have to love ourselves, especially we don't say about whether we can care about other people first, but we need to care for ourselves first. That is what I have in mind every day. Okay, so I actually take care of myself very well, and I believe other than us ourselves, we also need to learn all that and try to take care of the family members. So sometimes I do make the juice for my family members to drink together too, because I believe that is very important for us to share this thing around. But yeah, so why not? You can actually start off yourself after today's session. Okay, regardless of you have a cholesterol issue or not, or maybe you have some other things in your mind that you want to regulate or you want to heal from within, okay, your body issue. Okay, you can actually always talk to the person who bring you into this room and I would say consult them and see what kind of advice or what advice would they give you on how to start off your journey of being healthier you. Okay, yeah. So this session, okay, like what Eva has mentioned just now, you can start off very easily. Okay, if you say you maybe juicing is something that you want to go for it, and you can ask for the recipe, juicing recipe from the friends who bring you to this room. Ask them what kind of recipe you can make, you can try. They are very easy recipe to start off with. Okay. And also, if you think juicing might not be the thing that you want to try out, at least you can go for these two sets we call. Start with a gut protein set, which is the first one. Okay, gut protein set includes the protein and probiotics and fiber, which is the three very essential thing in repairing your gut. Okay, yeah, in repairing your gut to start off this with at least. Or if you are targeting on cholesterol issue, you can go for the cholesterol pad at least, which is the lecithin E protein powder and also the CH balance soft gel. Okay, so these two things are very good and it's proven to lower down the total cholesterol and LDL too. Okay, so these two things. So if you're asking how much does this cost, I would say it is definitely cheaper than the cost you go and see doctor, and also cheaper than the cost of you need to spend your time and your energy and your, I would say, your mentality to think of all this, how to heal from yourself and how to get rid of cholesterol. All these are way, way much cheaper and much worth it for you to start off today to get a healthier you. Okay. Yeah. So, and of course, you can, if you start today, you can get directly a free one-to-one health consultation from your friends who bring you into this room, which is worth $50 per session. Okay. You can talk to your friend if you start this session and talk to your friend personally on and tell them your issue or tell them your concern, and they'll address your concern personally on the personal level, okay, on how to step by step start this session and this journey, and yeah, to get a healthier you. Okay, so I'll encourage you to do that right on today. Okay, and also of course you can continue to write your questions. Okay, yeah, and I believe we're gonna have a photo session later on, maybe in a few minutes time when our host is ready. You can take a photo session together with everyone. You remember to still turn on your camera and
I think there are a few questions.
also keep your name there. I see many of your names is yeah, okay. So I'll pass it to Eva already.
Yeah, I think there are a few questions in the chat room, right? Let me see. Okay, the first one by Sim. What is the dosage of CoQ10 per day to be taken morning or night? Okay, so if for normal healthy people, our general requirement is around 30 to 60 mg a day. Okay, it doesn't matter morning or night. But of course, some people may worry that take something for energy, then later nighttime cannot sleep. But I would say that it will not happen like that. But if you worry, then you can take it in the morning and daytime. But for people who are taking statin already, so it's very important to make sure that your CoQ10 is at least 100 mg above, 100 mg and above. This is to make sure that you actually replenish enough Q10 in your body to make sure that you don't get to minimize the risk of getting the side effects of muscle weakness. Okay, so and in terms of Q10, just share a little bit more. Like for people who are having like bypass or doing heart surgery, doctor actually will load in 300 mg of CoQ10 in order to improve the survival rate of the patient. So that's why Q10 is something very important. And as we age, CoQ10 level actually start to drop. That's why it's very important. Like for people 30 years and above, I actually would recommend to start taking CoQ10 already. Okay. Second question. Second question. How about sacha inchi oil at age 50? I would say why age 50? So, but sacha inchi oil is actually very good oil, which is higher in omega-3. So in terms of anti-inflammation, it is very, very good. So of course, when we talk about taking oil, it's very important to have a balance of 369. Okay, so apart from taking 3, 6 always come from our cooking oil, right? And 9 is always olive oil or even avocado, right? So that's why it's always need to be in balance, and then only it will be able to help you to reduce inflammation. Okay, next question, but you can let me know why you ask about age 50 years old and above. Then third question, palm oil for cooking. How is it compared to soya, sunflower, corn oil? More or less healthy? Palm oil is actually better in cooking because it is high. It has a very high smoke point, right? So and at the same time, because it's saturated fats, like similar to coconut oil. So that's why it's very important to take note that when we take saturated fats, it must be in moderation, because when we take too much, it will still contribute to increased cholesterol level. So soya, sunflower, corn oil, of course, is less likely to cause, it is still not, we call it unsaturated fats. So using it to cooking is okay. But of course, because cooking, try not to use it for deep frying. Don't use too much of oil in cooking, like deep frying, frying. likely just put a little bit of oil on your pan, then that's enough. If you can go without oil, that would be even better, like using air fryers. That one would be better because like all this cooking oil, soya, sunflower corn oil, they are actually higher in omega-6, which is more prone to inflammation as well. Okay. And what's the biggest challenge in doing this gut reset? This one I think is very subjective, okay, because everyone has different lifestyles. So everyone will have different types of challenges in doing this gut reset. But of course, I would say that doing gut reset is a very good investment, a very good commitment for your health, and definitely is better than the challenges that you face when you are having health issue or heart attack, things like that, right? But of course, we can talk more about it to understand more what is your challenges, right? Then next question. When on cholesterol supplements to lower cholesterol, do we stop taking cholesterol medicine? Okay, so if today you already started on cholesterol medicine by doctor, it is always recommended not to stop taking the medicine on your own. Okay, so you can add on supplements to help you to reduce the cholesterol, because what we want is we want to improve in our lifestyle. Adding cholesterol supplements, improve our nutrition, then only we slowly restore our body back to the original state where it is able to handle cholesterol itself, right? Then only when we go to check our blood test, we go and follow up with doctor, then doctor decide it's good, then you can stop your medication, then only stop your medication. Don't stop it yourself. This is very important, okay? Don't become your own doctor, because there are a lot of things that we healthcare professional consider when we prescribe you the medication, right? Okay. If a person has total cholesterol 8.6 and LDL 5.6, and doctor suggested to take statin 20 mg at night, should the person start with statin medication? And once started the medication, is this going to be whole life thingy? Is it got chance to reduce the cutoff? Okay, so if it's like very high already, for me, I will really, because 8.6 is super high. Okay, and 5.6 of LDL is also super high. So I would actually suggest to start medication. Okay, and once started, is it going to be whole life? It depends on whether a person got take care of himself or not. Okay, if he really take care of himself, he start taking care of his gut health and able to restore the body back to like just now what I said, get your body back to be able to handle cholesterol issue, then there is a chance that you can reduce or cut off the medication in future, right? If the person didn't do anything at all, then it is destined to, the cholesterol is destined to get worse, and even he will develop even more serious health issue, heart attack, stroke already, right? Oh, people taking aspirin can consume CoQ10. Yes, it is not an issue. Okay, but if you're taking aspirin, just do monitor. When you start off CoQ10, monitor your blood pressure, monitor if there's any signs of bleeding, and then adjust your dose accordingly, right? Okay, one overdose on CoQ10 is not easy to overdose in CoQ10, because CoQ10 is like a battery in our cell, because every single day, even when you are sleeping, you are still using CoQ10, because you still, your lung muscle is still moving, it will still require Q10. Your heart muscle is still pumping, so it still require Q10. So it's not easy to overdose on CoQ10, and you adjust according to your needs. Like people who are always on the go, very high stress lifestyle, definitely they will need higher amount of CoQ10. For people who are more chill, sedentary, then 30, 60 mg is really enough, right? If people got take statin, then at least 100 mg every day, right? Okay, thank you so much. Okay. Yeah, that's all. I answer all the questions. So if you guys, I think that's all for today. I think we just close it for today. Thanks for everyone's coming in, and thanks for your interaction. I really enjoy it very much.
Thank you so much. Let me speak a little bit too. Okay. Thanks so much, Eva. Okay. Yeah. Before we end. Okay. Yeah. Thanks so much, Eva. Okay. So let's Okay. No need to clap already. Okay, so I believe you have really learned a lot of things from Eva. Okay. Yeah. So of course if you have still always have questions or you suddenly think of anything you want to ask. Okay. Of course this room is ended, but you can always still ask your friends who bring you into this room, and eventually we'll get the answer from your friends or from Eva again. Okay, so later on you can still ask a question. Okay, so just want to inform you about what is happening next week. Okay, just a sneak peek. Okay, because after this session, okay, next 2 weeks is already Chinese New Year, so we are going to have what do you call that? Chinese New Year is all about eatings and all about gaining weight, say gaining weight or gaining happiness. Okay, happiness and weight. Okay, but how do you actually help yourself to prevent you to get worse after that? Okay, so we're going to have a session to talk about that next week on how you can actually stop the what you call it stop the damages from festive season. Okay, so next week we're going to stay tuned. We're going to update you the details of the session about next week in the group chat. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So coming up is a poster which is tada for next week. Okay. So it's going to be a session by Coach Daniel. Okay. So the title How to Survive Celebration, like what I said. Okay. So of course you go and enjoy, go and eat a lot of things during Chinese New Year or festive season. Even you're not Chinese, you're still celebrating. Okay.